What happened to the old COVID variants, like Delta? Could they come back? We really don't know much about serotype-specific waning immunity. It's likely we'll have robust long-term immunity from the earlier variants like Alpha and Delta. The whole issue of reinfections is that new serotypes keep emerging, not that people keep getting reinfected with the same variant. If anyone is interested in infectious disease news, rid_news. Just to follow up on the re-emergence question. Here's a fun fact about the original influenza epidemic we call the Spanish flu. H1N1. It actually died out, once. Partially from its own mortality rate, partially from built-up immunities over time and evolving variants. But by the time we understood what viruses really were and how to approach them, there was no known surviving sample of it. Before it died out, though, it passed on, first into the birds as H1N2, swapping out one bit for another, and again into pigs as H3N1, which themselves eventually crossed and produced H3N2. But enough mutations and variations kept the base nodes on infrequent rotation over the years. And eventually they met and hot-swapped again, giving us the novel influenza virus we called swine flu, hydrogen nitride. And at some point, someone found an inexplicably well-preserved vial of blood containing the Spanish flu from back in the early 1900s, and tested it, confirming suspicions that yes indeed, through a series of exchanged hands, swine flu was a perfect reassembly of the original Spanish flu strain of influenza. TLDR re-emergence is entirely possible even when the given strain has already gone extinct. Blind mutation and hot-swapped component parts can always put Humpty Dumpty back together again. It's a bit like asking if the woolly mammoth could come back. Delta has for practical purposes gone extinct, outcompeted by other, more successful variants. At this point, it may only exist in a lab setting, where it could in theory be resurrected. Its only chance to persist really is with a little human help because more competitive strains are still out there on the landscape.